Welcome to A Couple of Monkeys.
Hi everybody, this is Tim with A Couple of Monkeys. I have been interested in Vtuber builds for quite a long time. I found a other type of build called a PNGTuber that kind of gets me there a little bit faster. I want to go ahead and do a small tutorial on how I made a Vtuber build for my wife and me. There are some times that we just feel uncomfortable on the microphone or right in front of a camera, and I feel like this type of puppeteering is a wonderful way of being able to release content and present ourselves. Enjoy the video. Thank you very much. Okay, so for this first video, I'm going to be going ahead and making my wife's build. So I've been working with ChatGPT on this. So this is the design for Burch the Beaver. She has stylish overalls, a tool satchel, wears earmuffs or a hard hat, maybe even has a pet cardinal perched on her shoulder. And I really liked some of the stream name ideas that it came up with. The Wood Den, the Log and Grain, Naughty in Nature, Critter Craft Live, Sawdust Stream, Whiskers and Wood Chips. Now these images are actually from Sora. ChatGPT gave me some outlandish ideas, but I still appreciated this brainstorming session. So since this is a PNGTuber build, I'm going to go ahead and take one of the images just from the waist up. I'm going to go ahead and import it into Inkscape, and I'm going to go ahead and trace bitmap so I can have it as a computer generated image rather than a PNG. Now I can select how many colors I want included in it, and then I can kind of throw away the model after that. Now there are a handful of ways to remove the background of an image. My favorite ones is to ungroup the image and then just remove the final background of that image. But you also have to remember that you need to put something in there if, say, she has a white shirt. And this will come up later. I'm going to have to put something behind there in order to make up for that layer of color. Now this was actually one of my favorite images of the bunch, but it didn't include the hat on her head being complete. So I'm going to go ahead and touch up this drawing. Now I'm not actually a professional artist, so this is going to take me quite a bit of time. So meet me back around the 4.5 minute mark. If you're not interested in watching me finish this hat drawing. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and ring the bell icon for notifications on future videos. We also have a merch store where we have made custom t-shirt designs for woodworking enthusiasts. We also have an eBay store where we sell a lot of our projects, including our best sellers, our walking sticks. We'll make sure to include all of the links inside of the description below. Now that I've gotten to this point, I'm going to go ahead and save it in my Vtuber build folder. So I'm going to be using the program Veadotube Veadotube Mini. I'm going to leave a link inside of the description. But it requires 4 sets of animations. Closed eyes, closed mouth, closed eyes, open mouth, open eyes, closed mouth, and open eyes, open mouth. So I'm going to work off the lines of the closed mouth by just tracing the closed mouth and making it a little extra red. Now I want to make an outline of the mouth open, and I want to go ahead and add some features within the mouth just to be a little bit more fun. So I'm still not sold about the red background, but I'm going to go ahead and add like some beaver teeth just to see how that'll look. And of course I got to separate it. Yeah, the red inside of the mouth isn't doing it for me. I'm wondering about changing it to black. I think that looks quite good. Okay, let's see what else needs to be done. Okay, something's still not quite right about it. We'll go ahead and try to extend the edges and finish it up a little bit. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make it two-toned just so it has some outline to it. Let's see if it looks better from far away. This is me and my wife in our new avatars, and this might end up being on a t-shirt in the future if anybody's interested in having it. And of course it's playing off of the joke, measure twice, cut once. And of course gray and chocolate are in the background and our sun is waving. So I'm kind of looking at this in order to give a good example of an open mouth on a creature like this. I'm actually not going to use anything that I've learned from it, but I just wanted to take a look. So the red background just wasn't doing it with me. So we're going to go ahead and delete that and the upper lip. And I'm going to go ahead and just extend it out with the black background. I'm also going to experiment on how it would look with a little bit more detail on the tongue and even some bottom teeth. I'm attempting to mark off the 2 hemispheres of the tongue to see if that would make it more detailed. Since beavers and chipmunks all have the kind of chubby cheeks, I went ahead and put some lip marks where the cheeks run into the lips. I think this ended up really making the image a lot better. And I changed the color and design of the hemispheres inside of the tongue, and I think it really sticks out now. And here I am adding some bottom teeth just to see how everything looks. I'm going to hide the bottom teeth with a little bit of skin color. Now I can just group all of these images together and set it off to the side and use it again when I want to go ahead and save the project. So as of right now I have open mouth and closed mouth. And we already have opened eye, so all I need to do is make a closed eye version. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the eyes and try to match it with skin tone. Now the eyelashes on this character is going off into the hair because of course it's supposed to be in the foreground. So eventually I'm going to have to go ahead and mess around with some brown tones in order to try to hide some of the eyelashes that's going off into the hair. I'm going to go ahead and check some of the reference data to see if I have any examples of her character shutting her eyes, but I have a pretty good idea of what I'm looking for. But first I'm going to go ahead and try to do some skin tone shading on the shaded side of her face. So this is basically a talking puppet, and it will open and shut its eyes while we're speaking. So a good idea to do would be to make a couple V's for its eyes. I gotta say, I still think the shading is quite off. The V's for the eyes should make it seem like she's emphasizing whatever she's talking about. And now we have all of the animations that we need. Eyes open, mouth open, eyes shut, mouth shut. Eyes shut, mouth open, eyes open, mouth shut. So I'm going to be using an Inkscape, a program that allows me to export into a PNG image. And I'm going to be very specific with the names of the files. Now, yes, hitting the save, that saves where the destination and the name is going. You have to go to the export, and then it will export the image. And as you can see, it's right there. Now we can go ahead and do that 3 more times with the different facial expressions on the potato head. Now I can open up Veadotube Mini. The default animation is their deer. Now I can click on each image on the right hand side for the different expressions and replace them with the ones we just made. So I go ahead and repeat that step, but as everybody can see right now, as I stated before, when I removed the color from the background, some of the color from the shirt disappeared, so it made it see-through. So I simply go back to Inkscape with the images and place some color and set it behind the figure and then group it back together. I used 1 or 2 ovals and set the color to white, and of course grouping it with the image. To test and make sure that I have all of the white spots that were deleted, I put a big red circle and I set it to the background. Then I can move the image in front of the circle and I'll be able to see any color on the shirt that might be popping out. But you can see there's some areas around the arm that I missed. So I make another oval, a white oval, and I set it to the background and then group it with the image. Now I need to re-select all of the facial features and save them as PNGs files. Now I can open Veadotube Mini and go ahead and replace all of the old image files with the new ones I made without the see-through shirt. Now I need to make the marionette dance on OBS. I go to source, I add a source, I select window capture, I select the Video Mini app from the drop-down menu. Now it puts the marionette where it has a green screen behind it. I select the display capture I just made. I go to properties and then add effect. I add chroma key and then I select the green color. Now I can move the model to the right hand side of the window. It does look like I'm going to have to do something about the eyes. There must have been some white there that didn't get translated all the way. Now, if you feel that your character is bouncing or moving too much, you can adjust the duration and the effect, even the blinking speed, in the Veadotube app. Technically, this is my third time making a model, and I hope everybody enjoyed this small tutorial, and I hope my wife loves her new marionette. Please like and subscribe, and remember, leave a comment on what you might want to see next.